Shake it up from the Cars. Celebrating the Nationals. I don't even have an idea what we'll do tomorrow. You got an idea?
We can spend the next 10 minutes trying to come up with an idea.
Okay.
While we go back to our guest line to bring on our final guest of the show, pleased to be joined by the newest member of the St. Louis Cardinals organization, former Beeville star Jason Savacool, our guest on the show. Jason, great to have you on. Congratulations on being drafted. How are you today?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing really, really well. It's been a nice 48 hours. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, take us through these last 48 hours if you could. I mean, what's that like? I mean, you knew you were going to get drafted. You knew, roughly the range you were going to go. What's that like, though, to get the call from your agent that says, make sure you're watching TV. They're about to announce your name.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's just a surreal moment. All the work that I've put in and the people around me have put into me, supporting me, and the countless hours, that my parents and family and friends have spent with me and making sure I'm doing all good and everything like that is just all kind of led to that moment. And it was pretty quick. I got a text about 20 seconds before it happened. I don't know, maybe more like 10 seconds before it happened. So, we'll be drafting moves pretty quickly with 1 minute in between picks. So, it was pretty cool.
How much have you learned about the St. Louis Cardinals organization over the course of the last 48 hours? And, do you think it's a good fit for you?
Yeah, definitely. I've been able to be in contact with some of the people in the organization. Most of the stuff right now is just hammering out, travel details. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go down and join them and get my physicals done and stuff like that. But I think it's an awesome fit for me. I mean, it's a historic organization with an incredible fan base, great player development. They do a really, really good job with pitchers specifically as well. So I'm really, really excited to get to work with them.
You talk about player development. I said this on the show yesterday. They must be doing something right in Baldwinsville with player development. Jason Greeley, Scott Blewett, Jason Savacool. I mean, the list goes on. Alex Tuck, I know he's a different sport. But, and take me back to your days at Beeville if you could. And I know you spoke yesterday to Alex Sims with our, News Channel 9 sports reporter about, what that program and the coaches there have done for you and that you still stay in contact with them. Take us back to your time at Beeville and what that time meant to you and kind of set the tone and the foundation for what was still to come.
Yeah, I mean, I can't thank people enough and the Baldwinsville family and organization, and especially, baseball team, booster club, all those people. That made a lot of things happen for us and allowed us to experience a lot of things, play really good competition, all those things, as well as just develop us. And even in the winter, just going to an indoor center, renting out an indoor center for us to go work and get better, every winter and as it gets into the preseason. That the program's been incredibly huge for me. I still refer back to the coaches, and my dad is still a coach on the staff as well too. So Baldwinsville will always hold a special place in my heart, and has had a huge impact on me and my career. So can't thank the people involved with the Baldwinsville baseball program and just Baldwinsville in general enough.
So you had a big decision to make back in the spring of 2020, whether or not to pursue a professional career and sign with the team that would have drafted you and go right into minor league baseball, or go off to college and pitch at Maryland. You obviously chose the latter and decided to experience college baseball and played at Maryland for 3 years. What went into that decision? And I guess looking back, do you feel like you absolutely made the right decision with how this played itself out?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely made the right decision. I think it was best for me, not only as a baseball player, but as a young person as well. I think it takes a lot to live on your own and play professional baseball. It takes a lot of maturity, a lot of knowledge about yourself and the world around you and everything like that. And I think that college just allowed me to get that experience, to gain some maturity and gain the ability to live on my own and do all those kind of things that are even outside of baseball. And then, with the baseball aspect of it, in high school, probably just wasn't physical enough, weight-wise, strength-wise, to enter professional baseball. Felt like, my body could have broken down pretty easily with the load of professional baseball. So going to college was huge for that as well. just continuing to improve myself physically, getting bigger, stronger, and just overall gaining that maturity, whether that's physical or mental maturity, was huge for me and kind of led me to this point, which where I'm here talking to you and talking about how happy I am with this decision.
In terms of your skill set and what you bring to the table for the Cardinals, can you kind of give us a scouting report on the kind of pitcher the Cardinals are getting? And do you have is there a comparison that maybe somebody else has made that, you say, yeah, that's a fitting comparison of the kind of pitcher I am?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a really intelligent pitcher. I'm really good at managing my own game and knowing what to throw and being very committed to that. At the same time, I'm also a guy who has some physical tools as well. The velocity's been creeping up over the past couple of years. The stuff is getting continually better. And I have a really, really good feel of how to manipulate the baseball, make it move really well. And then, I mean, I guess just getting a really intelligent baseball player who's going to continue to learn. That's my biggest thing, is just continuing to learn as much as I can. Just keep getting better and have that mental edge over everybody else. So.
I don't know if you had a chance to watch the All-Star game last night. I would imagine that you caught some of it, but Josiah Gray, shows up on the mound and pitches a scoreless inning, and a kid that had one college offer out of high school. It was to go to Lemoyne, a D2 school, and now here he is, whatever it is, 4 years into his pro career, and he's an all-star. And, when you look at somebody like that, or even a Jason Greeley who came from Baldwinsville and just put his head down and he worked really hard and he became an all-star one day. Do you draw inspiration, I guess, from those guys who have the local ties that, hey, if they can do it, why not me?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially being a younger kid, that was really huge for me, just to see guys ahead of me doing it. Scott Blewett getting drafted to the Royals and working his way through the system, played with my older brother. So just able to see guys like that succeed at a really high level and work really hard, coming from a smaller town and in the Northeast and just working hard and putting their pedal to the metal and making it where they want to make it. So, it's definitely huge. I think it's huge, just as much as it is now for me to see that it's possible. But especially when I was a younger kid, I was able to see that this dream could really be a reality because people have done it in front of me.
Now, I would imagine people would think that after being drafted on Monday night that there was a lot of celebrating going on, and that you would be on cloud nine the next day or two. And but the very next day, right, Tuesday morning, you were right at your high school helping out with a baseball camp, talking to some younger kids. I think that says a lot about you, by the way, that you held true to that commitment, and the day after you're drafted, you're there talking to 9, 10, 11-year-olds or whatever it was. How important was that to follow through with that commitment and to just like you followed in the footsteps of Scott Blewett, how important is it for you to kind of be a role model to that next generation of baseball players behind you?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, I'm always available to the high school guys if they need any help with anything. I've given my number to many of the guys in high school and junior varsity teams and stuff like that. If they ever need anything, have any questions about pretty much anything as it relates to college baseball, anything like that. So I just try to be a big help to the guys who are after me, because I know that there were guys in front of me, and especially my brother going through college recruitment and things like that. It was a lot easier to know what was going to go on by seeing what had happened before me, and having a little bit more information kind of settles the stress of whatever is going on. So I've always just wanted to continue to give back to the community that raised me and put me in this position. So that's always a goal of mine, and it'll continue to remain a goal of mine throughout the rest of my life.
Well said, Jason. And with that, I guess let's look ahead now. You mentioned you're leaving tomorrow for the spring training facility down there in Florida. What is the plan? I mean, can you take us through the next couple of months in terms of what the expectation is for you, and where you'll start and where you'll kind of set up shop, and what are the next few months going to look like for you?
Yeah. Still kind of working out the details a little bit on some certain ends for more specifics. But what has been talked about so far is that I probably won't pitch in affiliated ball much, or if at all. this year just because of the amount of innings and workload that I accrued over my years at Maryland. So kind of just going down there to train, work out, maybe throw some bullpens, work on some stuff, and just get in the flow of being a professional baseball player. So I can really come out next year, get assigned somewhere in affiliated ball, and get to work and try to move up the ranks as fast as possible. So this year is a lot more about this remaining year is a lot more about development, as well as getting in the flow of things of being a professional baseball player each and every day.
Sounds like a good plan. You are a class act, Jason. Best of luck. Congratulations again. Thanks so much for coming on, and we can't wait to see you go on this baseball journey of yours.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, Jason Savacool, our guest here on the show. And with that, we'll take our final time out. We will wrap things up right after this on ESPN Radio.